Here we go. Okay, so coming in from YOLO, we've got a Montana and a Burgone. Interesting choice. Goliath, Venezia, Nevsky, Stalingrad, Gearing, Daring, Yu Yang. So there's our first sight of the Yu Yang so far for us.
Absolutely. I remember a long time ago when, like, well, if they ban the Smolin, will they bring the Yu Yang? And then, holy shit, they did it. Still strange to see. Over on the other side, we've got an Ohio, a Yamato. So we've got a brawling Ohio and a sniping Yamato, with a Des Moines Moskva double Stalin for maximum Stalinium. And then we are also going for that triple DD. I have to say, a Z-52 is not something I often see, but I personally love that ship.
Yeah, well, so Z-52 is taking, unsurprisingly, it's taking the C-cap. Now, this is the best possible place, I think, where the Z-52 could function, because, again, the 6-kilometer hydro nearly functions as like a sort of pseudo radar in the place of the Smolin or the Yu Yang. So the gearing for who is this over here? This is it says MGL, but I'm already forgetting POW, right? POW is sending their gearing out to A, along with a Stalingrad and a Des Moines, backed up by an Ohio. Harugumo going towards the B cap there. Pretty solid choice for that, as it's good in open water. And Stalingrad, Moskva, Yamato, and Z-52 heading towards the C cap. So they're nice and spread out with a Haru in the middle.
So two things absolutely stand out to me right now. First off, we've got a Harugumo going Bravo. Now, Harugumo is a gunboat. It wants to kick some ass, but in order to do that, it's going to need some spotting. So if it goes Bravo, it's not going to be able to do anything. Then further, we've got a Z that's not taking the safe side. He's going right up that 6-7 line for a lease time all the way over to the C cap, and I don't think he's going to get called on it. But the question is if that Harugumo does get called on it with the Yu Yang Daring double teaming, and it looks like, well, he's turning off for the DD Manig dance. The question is if he's going to end up walking into an ass kicking or not.
That's fair, yeah. So Daring right away from YOLO. Spartacus for Rome. He's going to go ahead and dive into B. Nothing really to stop him. I don't believe the Stalingrad of Carlos Burgos can actually... No, he's 15 km away, so there's no chance of him being stopped. Question only is, well, the Haru's... I don't know what the Haru's detection is, but it's actually quite good as long as you have full concealment on it. We'll see if the Daring and the Haru decide to see each other, which I don't think they're going to. Nope. Looks like Daring's going to take B-cap for free.
Yeah, and I don't know if El Experto was able to get any expert knowledge on what was going on in Bravo, but long and the short of it was he decided, well, fuck, he already took it, so I ain't going to put my ass on the line. So he ended up bailing. Looks like he might be heading over to Alpha. I can't imagine he's moving away just so that he can reverse back in again. That would be a little surprising to me. Z-52 is already in Charlie, probably has Hydra going, sees the torps coming. That should give him an idea of what he's expecting to face with the double 5 rack. That could only be the gearing, I believe. Yeah, Daring, I think, is... Well, maybe the Daring. I think Daring chucks 5s. Anyway, Z is going to be able to hold C with only a Nevsky and a Montana way off in the distance. Looks like POW brought 4, whereas YOLO only brought 3. I think C is definitely going to fall. The real question is what the hell happens at A, as we have destroyers and really everybody just walking over to A for what might end up being a huge-ass Titanic clash.
Yeah, this is a very odd choice by YOLO. They decisively took B, but they did it with 2 DDs, only one of which actually took the cap. The Yu Yang, it seemed like, was there to sort of function as a smoke radar, but in accordance with the Daring, but at the same time, you basically have 2 destroyers fulfilling the function of 1. I guess they were sort of counting on somebody diving B to contest the gearing, or excuse me, the Daring. I don't quite know why that is. So now they're both making their way over towards A, but A is that sort of thing where all you have to do is just park something behind it, behind the island, and then nothing takes it. So I'm not quite sure if that was the optimal choice here, but lots and lots of gunfire coming in as the gearing getting gunned down by both the Daring and the Yu Yang. However, it has cruisers and a Harugumo to back it up, so we'll see who gets the worst trade here. Looks like I think the Daring is going to be worse for wear. I don't know if the Yu Yang's radar can reach that gearing yet.
Yeah, for those watching the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I think, boy, that Daring just earned his ass whooping and immediately slams smoke and turns out to juke some torps. Actually, surprisingly enough, oh, okay, massive, massive nails into Luke over on the Yu Yang as he's trying to run like hell, trying to get behind the island or something. At least the Daring is broken aggro, but the Yu Yang has not. He's getting punished while the Gearing limps away with about a third of his health. But man, those 2 destroyers for YOLO absolutely taking the worst end of the trade as a Haragumo and a Des Moines and others have joined in on this.
Yep, Haragumo just absolutely dumpstering the Yu Yang here. I don't know if the Yu Yang's going to go down before. I don't think he will. Now, he's going to live, but man, worse for wear, cannot repair. It looks like he's on fire and can't turn it off. So, yeah, really, really hard hit. That Yu Yang is going to have to just be an ornament here at A for the rest of the match, probably, which he can do just fine. Again, the A cap here is... all you really have to do is just park some of the torpedoes on one side of it, and you really won't lose it, because pushing around the corner is so dangerous. Staring match going on at C at the moment, but now YOLO in control of 2 caps to 1 for POW.
Gearing eats a torp.
Bonk, oh, down he goes.
Oh, that's a huge, huge change. That basically locks A in the firm grasp of YOLO, never to be taken back. And with even though that Yu Yang suffered one heck of a beating to get into position, all he has to do at this point is occasionally throw torps and be a radar. And he doesn't even have to radar anymore, because that Gearing is dead. Haragumo might go for a contest, but with that many ships over there, I don't see a way in. And we've got a bow in Des Moines and Dew. We've got a bow in Stalin and a bow in Ohio against 5 ships. I don't know if they're going to be able to make it out. This could be decisive.
I don't think I've ever seen so many ships stacked up at A before on this map in the history of gods. I mean, there were 5 and 5 on each side committed to A, which generally speaking becomes a stalemate because pushing around a corner is so difficult and exposes your sides so much. That being said, POW also has not snuck, but just literally shoved a Stalingrad nose first up into the C cap. The question remains, if he tries to cross that gap, which it looks like he's doing, will the Burgoyne of Punk Hunter from YOLO capitalize and put shots into his side? Even the Stalingrad of Captain Clanky could do it. The question is anybody paying attention? And I don't know that they are.
I am not sure, but with the only detection they've got over being in the form of a Nevsky on the 10 line, who is running basically for his life right now, I think POW is just aching for a play, trying to find some way that they can do something on this map without getting wrecked. And right now, with YOLO 2 caps to 1, granted one of those caps is contested, this does still look to be in the position of YOLO taking dominance. The question is, what is POW able to do? Because if they're not able to move that Z-52 into Bravo, they don't get a second cap. Maybe they're looking for a pinch on the Nevsky before he can run away, but I don't even know if they can run him down.
Well, you know, another thing about map awareness here is that POW should know at this point that both of the DDs were spotted moving over into the A area. The Daring and the Yu Yang both were, you know, seen, shot at by that Haragumo, no less. The Haragumo continues to sit just outside of B with full health, you know, shooting and dropping torps, of course, but should be heading into B to take essentially what is a free cap, because there's nothing there to stop him. They know where the Gearing is. They've pushed him away, so it looks like that's what he's actually doing at the moment. The Haru El Experto sort of realized, oh, right, this is a free cap. I can take it. Question is, will the delay be decisive in terms of how things actually end up? As right now, YOLO nearing a 200-point lead, as the Daring looks to be, well, I don't know whether he's moving in to try and torpedo the Ohio or whether he's trying to torpedo the Stalingrad, but trying to torpedo the Stalingrad. See if he gets anything.
Well, Carlos Burgos, or whatever, is taking it from all sides with a Nevsky starting to farm him, plus a Gearing farming him, plus a Venezia. And one of the things that I got to learn in clan battle season was a Venezia can slap a Stalin across the face if that sap connects.
Oh my God! Did you happen to catch the Stalingrad there, Blitz Orange? He had 3 pencil torped Daring torpedoes come right at him. They went under the rear part of the aft. The rear part of the aft. Way to go, Bugsy. They went under the propeller and only one connected, although they literally passed right under the ship. You'll hate to see that. Or maybe you'll love to see that.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if the Des Moines somehow accelerated into those 2 torps? But it's probably not going to happen. Stalingrad of Blitz Orange is able to reposition. A is continuing to be the cockblock king with a whole bunch of nothing going on. Meanwhile, El Experto not only takes Bravo, but expertly landed 2 torps into that Burgoyne of Pack Hunter as he was moving toward a more central position. The Stalingrad gets re-smoked by the Z-52 as he continues to be pummeled. I don't think any of those. Nope, those torps actually look pretty good. I think one of them,
Yep.
maybe even two of them, is going to connect. And
Yep, Carlos is going down.
Yeah, the Burger King is gone. So that's going to be that. However, they still retain control of the cap. 2 caps to 1. And red team is actually taking points, whereas A is just a stall. YOLO's still ahead, though.
Yeah, so POW now down by 2 ships. However, my goodness, the daring of Spartacus for Rome getting absolutely spanked here as he attempts to, I guess, YOLO the Stalingrad, getting away with absolutely nothing, being shot down by Stalingrad's secondaries. Wow. So I don't quite know what they were thinking there. You didn't need to really take the Stalingrad out of commission, although they have completely lost the seaside. If you had asked me 3 minutes ago who I thought had the stronger position, I would have said YOLO. I now think it is firmly in the hands of POW, as the YOLO players seem to be far, far out of position. We'll see if they manage to come back, as the Moskva literally is 1-on-2 against the Nevsky and Venezia and should not win that trade, but we'll see.
Yeah, POW, they sent that daring straight to the moon. I have heard from a little birdie on my shoulder that YOLO stands for You Only Live Once, and that is exactly what the daring did as he threw his life away going for that Stalingrad. Unfortunately, it didn't have any form of dividends other than the secondary kill highlight. A continues to be blocked. We've got a gearing of the light side moving to take Bravo, and with the Z-52 bailing and a Yamato running, that is absolutely going to swap. Real question is, the Nevsky Venezia are being pushed off by a solo Moskva. If those two turn, they could bully the Moskva and potentially run right into C. YOLO could take this back. They just need to get some aggressive positioning over at B and C instead of trying to force this crazy cockblock death island of A, which they continue to die on this hill.
Yep, Captain Clanky now going down the Stalingrad of YOLO, dying to the Haru. He's just a second here. Combined fire from a Des Moines and a Haragumo. Too much for a Russian cruiser to handle. I gotta say, it is now 2 ships to 2 down, but POW has a commanding lead, 150 points in terms of what's on the board. Haragumo looking the worst for wear, but Z-52 heading towards the B cap. We'll see if he runs straight into a Burgoyne, because a Burgoyne can absolutely obliterate a destroyer using that reload booster and HE, which is now trained on the Haragumo. We'll see how much he connects with. Could be spicy. None. And the Goliath goes down for YOLO. YOLO now running for their lives as they committed and lost nearly everything to the A cap. So, yeah, you're right. The Moskva of POW very wisely realized, hey, I'm 1v2 here. I could get wrecked. And Yu Yang goes down. POW absolutely melting back and then surging forward to, I want to say, clinching this game already, as A is about to fall.
Yeah, for YOLO, the A cap stands for A, and A stands for attrition. They showed up with a whole bunch of people, and the only one that's still alive is the person that ran the hell away, that being the Burgoyne. All of the other ones are dead. They continue to walk forward into the A cap, and one by one, they just got deleted. And once the A cap has fallen, and all of those POW assets get unlocked, YOLO is going to be surrounded. Granted, there's only a Moskva on the 10 line, but using the power of using the Russian power of nose in, screw you, he's just going to point his nose at the enemy and shoot him for probably the next 7 minutes, or until the end of the match, whichever comes first.
Nose in, screw you. I love it. Well, so forgive me, I chose the worst time to put something in my mouth. That's gonna get clipped. Oops.
But is it tasty? That's the important part.
Always. I only put tasty things in my mouth. What can I say? So yeah, YOLO now looks like they're regrouping here to make a push on C, which they absolutely must do. They lose in a minute 22, and there is a death ball, a red death ball from POW, making their way over with full broadsides on that Montana. So I really think the only way that YOLO can possibly make this is if they sink that Z-52 and that Moskva, and then sort of just make a stand. But they have to step on C, and they have to start sinking ships. And I don't see that happening. The only way that's really going to happen is if they kill the Haragumo. And I think the writing is on the wall here for YOLO.
Yeah, I think YOLO was feeling pretty good, and then all of a sudden POW just slammed down the Uno reverse card, and it was just all misery from there. It was looking so good, and then I'll be honest, when POW decided to rush C, for what? I don't know. It certainly scared the crap out of YOLO as they backed all the way to the B line, but all it really did was throw away a Stalingrad for no good reason. A sort of aside from claiming some map dominance, it didn't help their cause. But what absolutely did help their cause was the just giant death pit that is the A cap. Nobody knew how to go around it, at least go around it while surviving. Meanwhile, POW just kind of hung out with their island positions and said, bruh, next.
Right. I want to give special props up here to, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but Zyphodius, I suppose, from the Moskva up there in the corner. Held that corner against two ships that could have turned and faced him down and came out on top. So congratulations to POW. We're going to go ahead and throw that one up as POW being the winner. Well done, but well played to both teams.
Absolutely. Congratulations to both. Both had some really good play. YOLO's movement, taking that B cap, threatening it. I have to wonder if that Yu Yang press with the daring was twofold. One, to catch an errant DD, which they didn't because the Harugumo played safe. And then secondly, as we talked about before the match actually started, there's been some form of play where people will take some smoke and they'll ram a Minotaur in, or they'll ram a Des Moines in or something. And that Yu Yang with that radar being absolutely just ready to surprise them with a Burgon and a Stalin going wide. There could have been some shells that came in and absolutely clapped somebody trying to slam a cruiser on that island, especially if they were not prepared for oh wow, where did that radar come from? Unfortunately, that is not what happened, and we did see what happened at A. So high level play from both people, but POW definitely taking it after the halfway point of the match.
Wow, yeah. Well, congratulations to both teams. Let's go ahead and change this over here. Congratulations to both teams. A lot of spicy plays there. I've never seen in COTS before so many players commit to the 8 cap, which is generally a staring contest. It was really astounding, and I've also never seen a Yu Yang attempt to sort of wolf pack along with a smoke DD like that. That was also very interesting. It did not end up working out in the end, but it was exciting to see something, well, frankly, different.
Well, I agree with that. Yeah, I kind of think that Smalland being not available, they might have trained with this daring Smalland kind of vibe. Well, can't use the Smalland. I guess we'll swap to the Yu Yang. Maybe we can throw that in and see what we can do with that radar consumable. And I just don't think it ended up working out at all. Didn't have the speed boost, didn't have the heal, and ultimately just wasn't able to last to withering gunfire from the fortified position south of A.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Well, okay, so that's it for this game. There are 2 more matches left to be cast today. It's probably going to be another 20 minutes or so until those matches are up. So keep us on in the background, or keep us on in visual sight so you can see when we come back. As I think I'm going to go take a potty break and grab some more food in the meantime. So we'll see you back. We'll see you back then.
I'm going to eat my banquet Salisbury steak. High roller.
Yeah.
All right, see you folks in 20 or so.